Cohasset, and welcome to another edition of Our Town. I'm Mark DeGiacomo, together as always with my partner, Pat Martin.
And welcome to tonight's show. We're off the beaten path of the typical political campaign, and with us tonight is Bill Burnett. Welcome, Bill.
Hello.
Bill, as most people know, is the race director for Cohasset Triathlon, as well as the director of Streamline Events. Let me just start off. I was doing a little background research on your body of work, and I saw that you originally came from Michigan. What brought you to Cohasset, Bill?
We did, yes. We moved here, my wife and I, with our twin girls, moved to Cohasset now 10 years ago. And what brought me here was my job at the time.
So you were already doing race events, or?
No. I just, for myself, I had competed in events, triathlons. I'm a college swimmer back in the day, so I keep it active with swimming and running. And I compete in some triathlons here and there and thought, wow, when I came here, well, when we started the race 7 years ago, thinking this would be a perfect spot for a triathlon.
So, and what do you do for work, Bill, for people that don't know?
Well, in fact, the event business is my full-time job.
Now, so it's your full-time, you switched from...
Well, exactly right. And, it's just almost, it's like a dream, quite frankly. I absolutely love my job. My previous jobs, I've been selling products and managing sales teams across the country and doing the events on the side. So I had Cohasset, and I had an event on Nantucket, and I had an event up in the North Shore. Things just started to grow. And finally, with the support of my wife, last year decided to take this Streamline Events full time. And we now do close to 10 dozen events over the course of the calendar year here in Massachusetts, in New Jersey, and also in Florida.
Now, they all tries or different?
Most of them are triathlon.
Okay.
So most of the triathlon events, we do open water swim events too. And we've dabbled into some trail running events also.
So when you say open water, just the swim?
We just swim. There's an event in Boston, right in the Inner Harbor of Boston. It's just a mile swim. You go from one end to the other end of the harbor. Oh. We have one in Newport. It's a mile swim. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, they are triathlons. Yeah.
So you come to Cohasset, you fall in love with its beauty, its natural.
Incredible. Unbelievable. This has been an incredible place for us to live. I just love Cohasset, and thinking about the venue, thinking about what we have to offer here, and to bring people to Cohasset was kind of a driving force of the triathlon, really, because I'm just so proud of where we live. And seeing Sandy Beach, the great venue of the swim, which we can get into if you want to know about the race, but you have this great swim, you've got a great parking lot that can hold a number of the bike racks. The bike course is just gorgeous, 12-mile bike around Cohasset, North Situate, and then a beautiful 5K run around Inner Harbor. I mean, it is a perfect venue, frankly.
So one day you're just kind of walking around Sandy Beach, and all of a sudden the idea strikes you.
Well,
give us a little background.
I'm a go-getter. I mean, I saw this opportunity. I just really felt that the idea was percolating in my mind for a few years, and finally decided let's go for it. Let's do it.
So when you make that decision, what did you do first?
I've never organized an event like this ever before, and that first year we brought out 600 to 700 people for a first year race, which was that's a good sized triathlon. What did I do first? I had a great mentor and a gentleman named Eric Averill who did events in the area. Eric and I met. He really was my mentor through the process and helped me understand what I have to do with a triathlon. A triathlon is likely the most complicated sporting event to put on as far as these mass participatory events. Because there's 3 events in one event. You've got to organize a safe swim, you've got to organize a safe bike course and a run course, and do that all within the same time frame, within an hour or two. It's really it's a lot of work.
I can imagine.
So what are you thinking of first? You're thinking obviously of the venue, the beauty, the fun it would be, and then when did you decide to partner with the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation and get involved with them?
Right, so a great neighbor of ours in the name of the Doherty family, Sean and Susie Doherty, they have a son who has type 1 diabetes. He was best buddies with our twins. They were friends. And I saw what Finn had to go through, anyone has to go through with type 1, frankly. Getting pricked every so often to test your blood. It's a really trying disease to have, and there's no cure for it. in any event. I moved when I mentioned to Sean and Susie I want to start a triathlon, and I wanted to give back to Cohasset, and I wanted to give back to a charity. It came very clear that JDRF was the best option for me at the time. Just the girls were just so. Finn was like a friend of our family. So Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation supports type 1 diabetes. Much of the money goes to research, and we've now raised over the course of 7 years close to nearly $1 million of money we've raised for JDRF.
So from the business perspective, so how does it work? People pay to participate.
They pay to participate.
Okay.
We have sponsorships. And a lot of that money we've raised, that $1 million we've raised, has come through team and individual fundraising. So what's remarkable with the event is that teams have been generated. Sarah Soldiers, Team Lions, these teams that are passionate to find a cure for type 1, they bring in 50, 100 people come in and do their event under this team, and then they're all raising money. I just got a report today that Sarah Soldiers in Situate has raised over $20,000 just this year for this event, and all that money is going to JDRF. So
now, when you say it all goes, what kind of overhead is there, or how in this kind of in Cohasset Tri? Is it 100% of all the money goes to the juvenile?
The event does So some money does go to JDRF. Money goes to pay the bills because there are from police details to food to porta johns to the marketing of it all. There's things of that nature too.
So what kind of a percentage? Because a lot of people like to know how much of the dollar actually goes to the charity.
Well, no. Well, so just the much of that $1 million came from that individual and team fundraising.
Okay.
The race has its own budget that to help support the event and all that we put into the event.
Okay. All right.
So a smaller portion comes out from that race proceeds. A lot of it comes from the individual and team fundraising.
Good.
So you started in 2007, right?
Yeah,
in
right.
Cohasset. So
Yeah.
this is your sixth
This is our seventh
race.
annual. Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
And looking again on your website, it seems like you've had tremendous response from the Cohasset volunteer community as well. What do you attribute that to? The fact that you get into Cohasset, you launch this event really quick, and you've got looks like a real firm support from the community.
You're absolutely right. I mean, the thing I say is that the event is like taking on a life of its own. Really, I mean, it's just people are part of the event because they want to be part of that day. They want to be down at Sandy Beach and being proud of Cohasset, and we're bringing in all these people from around. We have people coming in from 25 different states coming into Cohasset. So it's a lot of sense of pride in the event, which I'm not quite certain how we got to that point, but it's just exciting. We have over 150 volunteers. Many of them are from Cohasset, and I have to attribute so much to our race coordination team. We have 20 people. They're all Cohasset residents who have specific jobs in that event. You have a swim coordinator, you have a run coordinator, you have a music coordinator, you have the MC and Anthony Everett, for example. So we have a great group of people who are out there helping to make sure the event runs so smoothly. Yeah.
And so I imagine too the local businesses like you, because the Chamber of Commerce and such, because bringing that many people into Cohasset, I'm not sure where they would all park to start with, but certainly housing them and feeding them. And
thank you. Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, I started this event as I think about why I started this event is because I love Cohasset, but I wanted to give back to the Cohasset. I really felt that this would be a great way to really open the doors for people who have never been to Cohasset before. You know, in the triathlon community, now Cohasset has a name. They just call it Cohasset. We help, we're working with local organizations such as local realtors. We have 5 South Main, we have Darylins, we have South Shore Athletic Club. I'm sure I'm missing some, and I apologize if I am. But the answer is yes. We like to Rockland Trust of the bank. So there's a lot of, we do go get some of the help, but this is a great way for them to promote their business within this community.
I think it was last year there was a little debate about what day the triathlon was going to be on with the Board of Selectmen. Was that last year or the year before, as to whether it was going to be a Sunday or a Saturday, the churches and so forth? Talk about that and how's that sorted out?
So the big point of your question really is minimizing the impact of the community. I mean, here we are, it's a great event, and everyone believes in the event, and it's great, but we want to minimize the impact for the community. So, and that's been my ultimate goal. So we do look at that. We look at whether Sunday is the right day, whether Saturday is the right day, and people of the businesses feel one way, the church leaders feel another way. But the bottom line is that I believe we're making measures to make a less impact. Can I give you a couple examples?
Please.
One is we're starting the race earlier, so that we will be off Main Street by, if we're right on time, Main Street will be wide open, cars flowing at 9:30. So that's a lot earlier than it has been in past years. So we're working hard with the police teams, the churches, the businesses to just make sure everything flows really a lot faster. We're off the roads faster, thus minimizing the impact for the community, which is what I don't want.
The negative impact.
The negative.
The positive impact.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Well,
I think you want to maximize that.
Well, thank you. Right. Thank you. I mean, I don't want to inconvenience. I hate inconveniencing anybody. Frankly, I don't. That's not who I am. So I want to make this where everyone is not impacted negatively by that.
So by 9:30, you're done. Is that what you're saying?
So, but the roads will generally open up around the Main Street area. Will be opened up a little longer as you get up. We take up to Cedar on the bike route, and then there's a run route around Little Harbor.
Right.
But around the Little Harbor roads, generally around 10:30, will be done. The last runners will be coming through.
Okay. Because it's swim, ride, run, right?
Yeah. Okay. So should I go through that? You want
Sure.
to?
Yeah.
Okay. So you swim a quarter of a mile. It's one length of the beach. It's awesome. So you start on the beach, and I say go, and there are 9 waves of athletes that will go specifically based on their gender and age, and then they do one length of the it's a perfect quarter of a mile. They come up into the Sandy Beach parking lot, and then they'll bike 12 miles.
They go and jump right on their bikes and go?
They jump right on their bikes.
Take
yeah,
the wetsuits off.
Well, yeah.
You know,
They can shave some time.
Some people
not
take
doing
their
that.
time. You know, they got to stand on their feet, and but some people are whizzing right through that though. I mean, within seconds they grab their bike and go. It's pretty neat to see.
And the 12-mile course is what?
Yeah, so we're going through.
You're starting at Sandy Beach.
Sandy
and
Beach,
you're going
around Cohasset Harbor Inn, Atlantica.
So you're going down to the harbor.
Street, down the harbor,
Okay.
border to North Situate. Then we cut back in on Main Street, up through Main Street, through downtown, through town, past the Commons, then up to Cedar Street. So we have to take it all the way past up to Cedar, and then come around, loop back around.
So you go up Cedar Street then?
Past the golf course?
Past the golf course. So you go Cedar Street, then up to 228, make a right onto Jerusalem, and then take that right back into the beach.
Okay.
Then after the bike, which the bike course itself can take some athletes 30, 40 minutes. Then you've got to run. And when you get off your bike, you feel like you've been
rubber.
You've been riding a horse, right? I mean, you just feel your legs feel awful. And it's a 3 mile, 3.2 miles right around Little Harbor. So we go up Beach Street, up to the Commons, back down to Jerusalem, and then back into Atlantica, and then back to the exactly.
Right.
I said that quickly, but it's all on our website.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Now, the first year, I don't want to bring us down, but you had a tragedy.
We did.
And that must have been tough for everybody involved.
It was. It was an incredible. It was an incredible experience. And what I think is so amazing with this is that we've turned it around to have something so awful happen, to look what's happened. We've raised close to $1 million. This event is the fastest to sell out sprint race in the country. We have some amazing people, I call them higher celebrities, if you will, coming to this event. And we have people coming from USA Triathlon in Colorado this weekend to come see the event. I mean, it's become a great event for people to come and witness and see what we've done. So I'm proud we've been able to
carry on that. Yeah, because that must have been scary. As you say, so much enthusiasm, and here you go, your dream is true, and here it is. And then this poor man. Now his family, they run every year.
Right, that's right, exactly. And that's
Yeah.
Karen is amazing. We met up 6 months after the tragedy, and she said to me, "I want to do the triathlon. I want to finish the race Joe didn't. I want to finish the race that Joe didn't finish." And so she's been back ever since. She's back this weekend, and now her son Sam, who has type 1 diabetes, does the event.
Now, I saw on the website it's already sold out.
Oh yeah, it sells out.
Why does it sell out so quick?
So we opened this registration up on December 1st, and it sells out within 15 minutes.
So I was going to ask you about this because some folks at my work who like to do tries, I said, well, Cohasset, they heard Cohasset. Cohasset goes right by my house and, it'll be fine. I'll be out there having breakfast. You can smell the bacon as you go by.
Right.
And so they said, we can't. The preference goes to the people who have done it before, I think?
No, that's not true.
It's just a race to the...
It's a race. It is a bit like when you sign up for a popular concert,
yeah,
if you will.
trying to get the best
It's a little bit of a band concert.
Yeah.
But it is like that, and we immediately, within minutes, then we open up a wait list. Now, I do, and I can publicly tell you, certainly any Cohasset resident that wants to do this event, I will find a way of getting them in, one way or another. So that's really important. I mean, I don't want someone in our community who wants to race can't race. I don't want that. So
what's
we'll
your thought process on not including more runners? I mean, you keep it at a certain number, which is what?
Certain number. We're right around that 900.
900. So no thoughts about making it all day long and letting in another 900?
Well, I certainly have thoughts on this, but I think
that gets back to what we were talking about. It might create some problems.
I think it would. My dream would be to make this whereby we have this. We have a wonderful stage. We do have a wonderful stage, big stage that comes in. We have a live band. Why not make this? Remember it was a community day or Cohasset Day, right? Why not make that at Sandy Beach or Cohasset Day at Sandy Beach after the event? We have everything there, and I think it'd be a wonderful thing, celebration as a start of the summer to do that. But there's obviously some steps I have to go through with that, and but that's for.
But 900 is pretty much. That's your limit.
It's a very large race. It's a large race, and I think what it really comes down to is ensuring the safety of the event itself.
So you wouldn't feel comfortable because of the safety issue going
exactly. I just think there's a certain You want to make it safe. That's ultimately what we've done every year, and we're. If I can just say, I'm so impressed by the. Chief Quigley, Chief Sylvia, these police, Harbor Master Gibbons, so police, fire, Harbor Master, they're so
they get it
behind this. And what I think what's really neat is that they use this event as almost like an exercise for how you work together, the different departments work together. You should see, we've been meeting multiple times over the last month or two just to make sure we're all in sync. So it's a great exercise for them because they're learning to work as a team.
So talk about the other ones. Now, you have one in Scituate.
We have there's a duathlon in Scituate. Okay. We have a race on Nantucket Island. We have a race in Duxbury.
You don't do the one in Hull.
No, I don't do the one in Hull, exactly.
So do you see people that they come to Cohasset and they say, it's sold out, I can't get in, so I'm going to sign up quickly for that Scituate race, or when I get done?
That's right. We've done. Thank you. We've done. I'm particularly proud of the brand that we have, if you will. People know when they come to one of our events, it's going to be super safe. It's going to be fun, and it'll be well attended. And I think that's just really. That's really the message that people are getting.
So what's the next most popular one that you run?
I think Nantucket sells out, and that is sold out. That's in July.
And that's a try, you said?
It's a triathlon, yeah. I've done. My good college friend Jamie Rainey started that event, and I helped him the first year, and we've had a great partnership ever since. It's been fun.
And your newest one is up in Salem, Mass?
We have one in Salem, yeah. We have Salem, exactly.
And that's in Halloween, or
no? No. That's in August. And then to be able to branch off into, we have 2 events in Florida, outside of Orlando and Sarasota.
And Jersey too, did I read?
And Jersey also. So it's been, I'm having a ton of fun. It's a ton of work. There are a million amount of details. Logistics are amazing, and we talked about the weather, right? I mean, there's lots of logistics, but there's something so amazing when you see people cross that finish line who've never done this before. We have on Sunday 30% of the race field has never done this triathlon before. So 300 people has never done a triathlon before, and when you see them cross that finish line, and you see they're so excited, they're smiling. It's just so that's just so inspirational for me to
now Cohasset, because unlike a marathon, which is the 26.3 or whatever it is, the triathlons are different, right? As far as the mileage of the various things. Yeah. So is Cohasset? I heard that Cohasset easy is. It's pretty relative here, yeah. But it's not among the more difficult ones.
So it's a sprint distance race, the quarter of a mile, 12-mile bike, 5-mile run. Or sorry, 3-mile run. That's a sprint race. You can jump up to the Olympic distance race, which is double that. Then you may have heard about these half Ironman or Ironman, which are just, those are some really high, intense stuff. The Cohasset brings athletes of all variety. We will see on Sunday some of the best athletes in the region. And Ethan Brown, he will likely win the race. He is a stellar athlete out of the University of Michigan. He's amazing. He's super fast. And then you have people who've never done the race before. So we have a very
diverse
friendly,
group,
diverse race field friendly. And that's the neat thing about triathlon, because you can be at the starting line with some of the best athletes out there, and you've never done it before. So it's kind of fun.
Now since you have to run these things, you don't get to participate.
Oh, I'd love to. No. But I feel like I have after it's all done.
Yeah,
I'm exhausted
sure.
after it's done. No.
But that must be kind of a drag. You see a beautiful day, don't you feel like putting the sneakers on and getting out there?
I do, no.
Because you participate in tries. You still do in other people's tries?
I try to do some now. It's been harder. But yeah, no, I believe me, I get my exercise. Just moving. It's a physical. There's a lot of things to move around, and all. Certainly.
And when you talk about teams, you're not talking about 3 people doing one each of the legs.
Oh, that's a good point. So thank you. So in a triathlon, you can do this as an individual. So you yourself, right? You're gonna do it, right?
Thank you for believing in me.
You'll do the swim and the bike and the run all on your own. But we also offer relay categories. Okay. And we have probably 50 relays this year, whereby there's 2 or 3 persons relays. So the 2 of you could do a relay. You do the swim, and you do the bike and the run.
I'll swim.
Okay, you swim.
I'll do the bike and the run.
Okay.
But that offer. But I love relays because it gets people what you see with relays is they usually will do it on their own the following year.
Mm-hmm. I see.
I
see. Well, that's good. And so you set aside about 50 slots for that, or is
about 50 slots. The other thing I should say, if I can, about the race field, we have athletes as young as the youngest person is actually a Cohasset girl who's 14 years old. She will compete in the race, the whole thing on her own, which is neat.
And is that's the limit? Nobody less than 14?
The youngest is 13.
Okay.
But 14. But this happens, 14-year-old girl. That's really what she's in 6th or 7th grade, and then the oldest competitor is a woman out of Cape Cod at 80 years old.
Oh my goodness.
And then she does all 3.
She'll do the whole thing.
That's amazing. And then you draw Team Hoyt every year, which is
I
an
have to
inspiration.
They're amazing. So this
he's 73. I read that story in the Mariner.
He doesn't look it.
I did not realize that he was that. I would have thought he was like in his 50s, and that his son, they were each 20 years younger. And man, when I read that, they said he's like in the top 100 of strongest men or whatever.
Right.
I thought, well, wait a minute. Then you look at the picture of him and you
I
realize,
know, it makes you want to do
oh
the
my
try.
God.
And there's usually not a dry eye in the house. I mean, I'm usually weeping when I see him cross the finish line. I mean, you see him, he's pulling his son in a raft, swimming with a rope, and he has a special outfitted bike he puts Rick on the front of his bike, and then the run he's pushing Rick, and it's just amazing that his age and he continues to do it. And he loves Cohasset. I mean, he thinks this is on the top of his list. And if I can mention, on Saturday at 1 o'clock, I've invited Dick and Rick to come to First Parish Church to spend an hour talking to us about their story. So 1 o'clock at First Parish Church on the Common. It's a free, anyone can come, and I would encourage I'm bringing my girls to come see this. Anyone should see this. Any kids, any people thinking they're having a rough time, they're going to feel like, boy, I mean, I can do anything after I see Dick.
Right.
So he's going to do a great job. Rick is going to speak via computer. And so I hope that's a great opportunity for Cohasset people, residents, to come see, to come here.
Truly amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. How many times have they been?
This is their third. This is our third or fourth time they've been up here. Yeah.
So just thinking today, I mean, today when we're filming, it's very, very hot out. It's also, they're threatening with thunderstorms. What weather can get involved to either cancel? What should people know about going into it Sunday if the weather's going to be? The
weather pattern looks, I mean, I'm not a meteorologist, but it does look unsettled this weekend. It looks like there were going to be some pop-up thunderstorms. The humidity looks high. But what we'll look for are certainly if there's any evidence of thunderstorms coming through the area, that would prevent us doing the swim.
But you could do the other two.
We would do the other two. That's exactly right. Okay. That's never happened. The other thing that in a year or two was heavy fog, so that our safety boats, Harbor Master Gibbons and her team couldn't get around the corner to Sandy Beach because it was literally so foggy. Yeah. So fog is an issue. We think that'll burn off if there's any evidence of fog. That usually will burn off in the morning. So those are really thunderstorms and fog are typically the things that stress. They keep me up at night. I wish I could. Yeah.
Yeah, and that they would affect the swim portion of it, but not the
cancel
others.
The event.
They wouldn't cancel the event. No. Well, I mean, if there's a heavy thunderstorm, we could if it was that severe. We could hold all the athletes from not doing the bike and the run. We just have them stay where they are, essentially. But that I don't foresee that happening.
Terrific. Well, we're looking forward to it. But it wouldn't be our town if we didn't ask you one political question.
I knew he was going to hit you with it.
You signed up to run for selectman.
I did. Yes,
you went out. You got all your. You got your papers, and then you just decided not to.
We were ready to go. Yeah, we were in it for 4 or 5 weeks. It was a great experience. I met some amazing people. The support was awesome.
A lot of people thought you would have had a great shot at it. So why'd you decide not to go with it?
Well, I wasn't expecting this question. That was talking about triathlon. Well, look, I mean, I think I just felt that great support. I think we would have done very well, but it wasn't the right time for me. It just wasn't the right time, and I don't. That's just probably as far as I really want to go with that. But I would say though that I'll never say never, because I really would like to help the leadership of our town. I feel so passionate about that. I want to give back to the community, just as I do with the triathlon, and I just feel like I have the energy and the wherewithal and the just that whole vibe to get people doing something really cool together, like we did with the triathlon.
So we may see you on the ballot in future
So you
years.
may see in the future ballot or some other type of
kind
position.
of volunteer
Exactly.
position.
So exactly.
Great.
Thank you.
But I don't think you're going anywhere. Sounds like you've got the Cohasset curse where you'll never leave.
That's right.
Bill, thanks so much for coming on.
You guys are great.
We've enjoyed this.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
On Sunday and
appreciate the support and great. Thanks for all the support from the entire community. It's really something else. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's it for now. Hang in because we hope to have some scenes from the actual triathlon. But for now, I'm Mark DeGiacomo. For Pat Martin, good night.